Hi, friends. So excited to be here. Happy day 5 of our Advent calendar. Today, you can get your Zine. We're going to use the drawing in our Zine as our template, and we're going to make a Christmas card with today's design. So today is day 5, okay? And stick. This should be interesting. Stick it in the center of a piece of watercolor paper. Now, I think, I'm going to have to cut this watercolor paper down, so that's okay. And make sure you put your tracing paper under it. Okay. And then get your pencil out and trace. Move this up a little. Sorry, I'm kind of not on screen there. There we go. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just trace it right on to our card. So some of these got cut off because they were put in the Zine. So it might not be a full picture, but you could add in a little bit there. And this is a piece of wood that's holding up our stockings above our fireplace, where you can draw this yourself. I'm just showing I want to make art easily accessible to everybody, so that's why I'm showing you me sketching it. These are my own drawings. I created them all in Canva, and then there's these cute little trees on here. And Bailey's on my lap, so bear with me as I try to hold her and do these. And it looks like there's some circles. I guess they can be, I don't know, whatever you want, or you could just do the trees. And then up to you how much detail you put on your card with the fireplace. You don't need to do the 5 because we're making a holiday card. We're not, but or you could just join in and watch and just color your own. You can just color your Zine if you want. This is supposed to be a cute little manger scene, but really hard to do those details on a larger scale. But right now we're just trying to get small details down so we can just open it up and create. Hopefully that worked. Hey. Okay, you can put your Zine to the side, and then tape your painting down with some washi tape. I'm going to watercolor paint this, which is definitely a feat with a dog on my lap. Sorry I can't be live with you today. I'm at an art show. If you're local, art show is today and tomorrow in Bellefonte. Billy's head is right there. And also we will be doing card making for our sip and paint this month at my Cafe Buzz. Now, let me see. Let's find a paintbrush. We want a big one because all of this is kind of little. So find some of my smaller paintbrushes. Hard to look. Bailey on my left. I'm going to find some of my favorite ones. Oops. I'm going to use watercolor. Here you have your cup of water and watercolor paints. And we're going to make this into a card, but I'm going to put that to the side for now. Put that in my way. This washi tape was from the dollar store. It's not that great. Oh well. You get the idea, right? Where did I thought I grabbed a detail brush. All right. So we got our watercolor paints. And let's activate them with a little bit of water. Yes, a little big, huge spray bottle, but just try not to spray it too big when it goes everywhere. All right. We will start. And you can do whatever you want. I'm going to do traditional colors, but if you don't want to do traditional colors, that's fine too. Okay. Now make sure it's not too wet. Doing detail painting, you don't want super wet brush. So, looks like I can go slightly bigger in the brush if I want, which I'll try to do. So we'll save us some time. I want to go too much bigger. All the stories ever talked about with their powers. Never their strength or their ferocity or their bravery. There we go. So hopefully you can't hear what my son is watching on TV. I'm going to skip over to this one so they don't bleed together. Because that one was pretty wet. You just got to be careful not to make it too wet. I can go back and put a second layer if I want. So we've got our fun little stockings here. Years progressed, and Anna grew to be grateful she kept her magic a secret, and not just because she wanted to stand on her own four claws. The Guardians were obsessed with this stupid prophecy, and they only got worse as the Dragonets grew older. The more she thought about escape, the more Tsunami realized her secret might be the surprise the Dragonets needed to get free. The Guardians didn't know she was I hope that you enjoy this, and if you're local, you'll come visit me at the craft show. I'd love to see you. Bailey's making this hard. She's like laying my one arm, making it hard to do anything here. There we go. She likes to lay on my arm. There we go. Our stockings are painted, are hung, right, by the fire. Let's see. Let's make. All right, we'll make this a brown like shelf holding the stockings up here. So not everybody hangs them on right on the fireplace. We do off our mantle, but our mantle's much higher than this one. All right, we got that, and we will go back later with a pen and fill in some of the details. Use a lot of green, don't I? So you can do whatever colors you want. I'm doing a very traditional one here. And cute little trees sitting on the mantle here.
Tsunami felt it was her fault that Scarlet had found them. But she wasn't used to using her power. She never did.
You can hear a story in the background. That's my son listening to something on his YouTube.
So fast, Tsunami didn't think about her magic right away. She thought about her claws, her teeth, and her tail. And when the Skywing
There we
Guard
go.
finally through the rock,
I should give them little brown bottoms.
When she woke up, she was chained above the Skywing Arena. Things came to a head when she finally entered the arena.
Okay, I think I'm going to paint the fireplace blue because I think that would be cool. Let's see, we will do, this is more of like a interesting, do not draw that very well.
But she didn't want to kill this dragon. Scrambling to lunge to her, howling incoherently, Tsunami fell onto the arena sand. Heal him, she whispered frantically, before whirling to toss the sand into her.
What do you call it? This was our wedding color, and I can use periwinkle. That's it. Hopefully it doesn't go underneath. So I'm making the fireplace periwinkle.
They stared at each other in shock for a moment. Skywing started booing above them. Quick, Tsunami blurted. Keep fighting me. Still looking shocked, he stood frozen for a moment. Then, with a lumbering step, he jumped at her again. Tsunami darted back, wings kept close. Who are you? He asked. His voice was deep and smooth. How did I don't remember. I'm Tsunami, she said.
And then I'm going, let's see. This is supposed to be a mini manger. You will do something like that.
He'd probably just kill her. His eyes ripped over her.
I don't know what else to do there. We'll do this. Maybe for this background. It's going to be really dark back there. There we go. Seeing behind the fire.
He stopped again, staring at her suspiciously. Then the pale green
try to get lighter here as I get closer to the fire. And back to the brown for our logs. And then we'll start with our yellow in our fire. And we'll build up from there. Let that dry a little maybe. Or no, we'll just go ahead with it and let it spread about. Or some red. Orange and a dab of red. There we go. Let's see, what color should I do the sides? About a paler blue, maybe? I don't think I like that. Yeah, but too late. I put that there. I'll finish it off.
She literally healed him with magic. Yes, she gritted. Then you need to listen, she said hurriedly.
Okay. All right. Let's hopefully it's dry enough to go back in with our fine liner pen, and we'll start up at the top.
She froze, fake fight forgotten as the noise of the crowd faded for a moment. All she could see was the green ceiling before her. You know who my family is? She cried. How? I'll explain later, he promised urgently. Right now you need to listen. How much have you used your powers? Only a few times, Tsunami said briskly.
Draw in the lines. Make it look like wood. And now the tops and the body.
Is one of those times. You need to use your powers to help us escape. I can help you get back to your family, he said. Tsunami thought about it, hope filling her. She'd always wondered who
And it doesn't
he
have to be
was,
perfect.
and Gil claimed to know them.
Okay, just ish,
Could he be lying?
as Peter Reynolds'
She tried
book
to
would
think
tell
about
us,
it
and I
without
always tell my
questioning the
art
others were
students,
always
I
telling
just
her.
want ish.
What did he stand to
But
gain? Escape, obviously, but
I can't wait to see
if you
what
betrayed her,
everybody
the outcome would be black
creates.
and white. It would be okay. Okay, he said. But we're rescuing my friends too. Who? He asked, bewildered. The other 4 dragonettes, Tsunami said. They're here too. Okay, Joe said. Give me a minute to think. We need a spell that will get the 6 of us free without using too much power. Keep fighting me until then. The shouts from the crowd were still growing louder and more upset.
We're just
So
doing
Tsunami
all
tried
the
to
little
fight she
details
was
now.
fighting. It was hard. She was overwhelmed with the new revelation and the idea of someone knowing her secret after so long. Plus, if she did what he said,
And then
soon
we
everyone
will
else would know too.
cut it out and
And what did Gil mean about not using too
or
much
tape it
power?
on.
What if he told her to never use her powers? She thought Anna's powers were like unlimited. What did he know that she didn't? Okay, he said, slightly out of breath from their lengthy fight. Here's what we're going to do. A few minutes later, the battle ramping up. Tsunami lunged closer to Gil, claws raking down his neck. Whispering, she brushed
That's
the metal
why
collar
it's
that
just
connected the
ish
wires to his wings.
for the
This time,
manger.
her claws
It's,
left deep
that's
gouges in his
a
neck,
lot of
and
detail
red
for
blood
so tiny.
spurted from the wound.
It's a little bit wet still down here. That's why I'm having a hard time drawing in there. So always make sure you have your scrap paper available, which I don't. I know I'm going to cut this off, so I'm just going to go over here, get my pen working a little better because it got wet.
Later that night, Tsunami was sitting on her spire, unable to sleep, when Gil finally appeared. He flew up to her.
No, you don't necessarily need to do the black pen. It just adds a nice little touch. Adds a little more detail, but I leave it up to you. I like to do it, but you don't have to.
Standing up in agitation. He admonished. I'm okay. A little bruised from when we saw him.
Okay,
He was dead.
let's take off our tape.
Once night fell, he used the collar to unlock the wounds, and then he was free. Tsunami had been a little worried.
Don't forget, I'm cutting that one side off, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, now cut it up. I like to keep a little bit, maybe of a white border.
I don't know where two of my friends are, she said, but the other 2 are retired, and I know more is somewhere in the house. She pointed out.
All right, got that. Here's our card. One of the reasons I went for more traditional, I'm going to trim a little bit off on this side, is because I knew the background of my card was a little more traditional. And now we'll get some double-sided tape. Just should hold it on there.
And the price is your soul. Nobody knows how much is too much.
And then there you go, friends. Look at that. There's our day 5 project for our advent calendar. Yay! How fun, right? All right. Thanks for joining me, friends. Have a great one.